Hi guys. Let me see here. A photo on here real quick. I don't know if anyone's here yet. Probably not. So I am going to wait for some people to show up. I did see some people and everyone just kind of disappeared. So I don't know if this is messing up or what's going on, but I'm waiting for people. Hello, Sandra. I have a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. I mean, a lot of stuff to talk about. And I don't think I've actually done a video in a very long time where I've actually had information to share. So I'm kind of excited. I've pretty much just been doing like these rant videos for the past couple of months, but I actually have some really cool stuff to share. So I'm just waiting for people to show up. Um, and we will get started. Hi, Talia, Superstar Worm officials. Say hi, guys. I want to see who's in here. Be kind of interactive today. I can't believe it's June 30th already. Hey, Sandy. I don't even know where to start. I have so much stuff to talk about. Um, there's been a lot of stuff that has happened. Hi, Grace. Um, there's been so much stuff that's happened since the 25th. It's crazy. It was only like 5 days ago, but it feels like so much has happened since then. Well, I mean, I don't know if lots happened or just things that I haven't like really seen. But anyway, how is everybody? I don't think my notification's working. In my opinion, I think Michael Jackson's name is not Michael Jackson. Huh, that's interesting. What do you mean by that? Things are getting more and more crazy. I'm very anxious right now. I think there's a lot of stuff going on for sure. When you kind of think everything's gonna stop. I am. I'm really good. I'm really, really, really busy. I have a lot of intense and crazy things happening. A lot of changes like happen in my life really fast. So I have a lot of stuff that I have to take care of. So I wanted to kind of do this live today because I'm not gonna probably have time to go on here for the next, I don't even know, couple weeks as far as going live. Um, yeah, feeling his presence, definitely. I just have so much crap that I have doing. So, all right. Well, I don't know where everyone is. It's kind of weird. Usually there's way more people in here by now. I'm not sure if my notification just isn't working. I don't see people in here that usually come in here when they get the notification. So I'm assuming there's something going on with YouTube's notifications. So I am going to just kind of, I don't want to get started though and have to repeat everything that I say. So it's kind of, I don't even see Charlene in here, which is weird because usually she gets notification. So I don't know. It's weird. Um, Yeah, he was Michael did, if the music for Sonic is very similar to the music for Smooth Criminal. I'm actually gonna probably be getting um, a Patreon account and probably be just using my form. I'm not gonna use YouTube as a big platform anymore or Facebook. I don't really see a lot of participation with people. I'm just kind of tired of posting stuff all the time and like sharing things and like people just like taking the information and going elsewhere or not responding. I'm just kind of sick of that. So I'm definitely gonna condense what I'm doing down to like probably either a Patreon account, which people have to pay to see some of the videos, or just my forum by itself. Just because these people are just weird. I'm just kind of annoyed with the whole. I'll forget to stay. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started. There's enough people in here to get started. There's a couple of things I really mainly wanted to talk to you guys about the movie yesterday because I went to go see it on Thursday, actually the day before it premiered. Well, not premiere, but it usually like I don't know, like in Las Vegas, you can see movies like the night before they actually come out. So I went to go actually see yesterday, um, Thursday, but it actually came out on Friday. But I will talk about that in a few minutes. It's like a lot of information I wanted to go over about that movie. It's very interesting stuff. Um, but there's a couple other things I just wanted to kind of touch on. There was this article that came out that Conrad Murray released. or he did an interview with The Sun, which I don't even know how to really validate an article that's done with The Sun. They're really shitty tabloid. They always say crazy things about Michael, very sensationalized things about Michael. So I don't really know if they're like a reliable source, but it appeared to be an interview with him. And the interview was kind of like clickbait. Like people were posting that Conrad Murray said that he believed that Michael was a pedophile, which when you actually read the article, he definitely did not say that. It was like he just basically said he wasn't really sure what to think because if Michael lied about being a drug addict, then what else could he lie about? When I read the actual article, it was very like I read Conrad Murray's book also, so it was like the same things repeated. I just wanted to kind of like talk about that because I feel like a lot of people who are I just see people who are believers often like kind of they're quote unquote believers, but they're all like they kind of attack Conrad Murray. I don't have an opinion about Conrad Murray either way. As you guys know, I'm definitely like a believer. Like I'm definitely a believer that Michael Jackson is still or I actually believe that he faked his death. So I just kind of feel like if you're a believer and you stand firm in that belief, you really can't I don't know. It's like for me, I just feel like I don't have an opinion either way about Conrad Murray. I just know I did my research on him. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to really think. I think that Conrad Murray just was like kind of a person of circumstances. I think he was just there. I think that he probably knows what happened to Michael, what's going on with Michael, but I'm not 100% sure on even my theory about what happened to Michael as far as like what happened that night. I just don't believe that Conrad Murray is just like some sick, sadistic, crazy like killer that just hired to kill Michael Jackson. I don't believe that. I think there's just more to the story, but I think a lot of believers who like attack him just really confuse me because like people get angry about the things that he said concerning Michael being sexually assaulted, Michael being molested and stuff like that. They get mad about it. But it's like that's not that's not unheard of. It's not uncommon, especially in the industry. And I feel like it's really sad. Like if that happened to Michael, people need to know. It's not, you being a victim of sexual abuse or sexual assault is not it's not the victim's fault. It's not a shame something that the victim should be ashamed of. So I just feel like it's very, very much like type and go. Um, I don't know. I'll probably do a further explanation on how I feel about that on another video because this video really isn't about that. But I just want people to just be very like I just feel like 10 years after this has happened, there's just a lot. It's like you get people want to deal with like the fun aspect of it, like the fun aspect of the hoax, the fun aspect of Michael being alive. They don't wanna deal with, like, the reality of situations surrounding Michael Jackson. They don't wanna deal with, like, the reality of trying to understand, like, what really happened, and I think that's kind of, like, sad because I've always said from the very beginning this wasn't a joke, it wasn't something to play around with. So I just feel like when it comes to Conrad Murray, it's like I think people who just, like, hate him, who are believers, like, they're very confused about what they actually believe. Because if you think Michael's alive, then you can't possibly think that Conrad Murray actually murdered him. You can't think that. I do think that somebody died, but I don't think Conrad Murray did anything to that person. So I just feel like people should be very careful. Conrad Murray is like the last person to really have contact with Michael Jackson. And I think I look at people, I look at his record, I look at him, I don't see the benefit of him. I don't know. I just maybe I shouldn't really speak on it until I really can further explain what I mean. But I just feel like people should pay attention to things. And Conrad Murray does not believe Michael's a pedophile at all. I think it's just a situation where you have this person who was like doing this job and all of a sudden it's just like chaos. His entire life was like turned upside down. I'm a believer, so please keep that in mind. I'm a believer. So if you're a non-believer, you might not agree with what I'm saying right now because you think Michael was murdered. I don't believe that Michael was murdered. I believe that something happened in that house to somebody else, but I don't think that Michael Jackson was murdered. So for me, my perspective on Conrad Murray is that I don't think he necessarily has a role in this, but and then again, I don't know. I don't know if someone would go to jail just for the hell of going to jail for a friend. I don't really know. I just don't think that I think that Conrad Murray was just kind of I have been telling you guys for a very long time that I just believe that what happened on June 25th was not planned. It's something that just happened, and it was like quick thinking, quick decisions, and I think that he was just kind of a victim of circumstance. He was there, and he was in a position where Michael obviously was his friend, and he couldn't he if he had an understanding for what was gonna happen to Michael, he might have just taken the fall for something, but I don't think he was told what exactly was gonna happen because I don't think that Michael knew exactly what was gonna happen. I keep telling people this. I don't believe that Michael planned to fake his death. I think something happened in that house and it was sudden. And I think Conrad Murray is also someone that got caught up in that. That is just my feeling. That's what I feel. That's what I think. And I think him speaking out is like he just trying to understand like his life is turned upside down. But people get angry and mad because in the article he says that Michael told him he was molested or assaulted by doctors. I believe that Michael Jackson has been a victim of sexual abuse. I believe that, and there's no shame in that. People cannot get angry because people say that. Michael Jackson is not God. He's not Jesus. He is a man, a regular man like you and me. People get assaulted. This is why I don't believe Michael ever touched a child or abused a child because I don't think he would ever do something that I believe happened to him. It's my belief. It's what I think. I don't know it to be a fact, but I strongly believe that Michael was a victim of people really taking advantage of him throughout his life. You guys have to understand the industry and how this shit works. It is not unheard of or uncommon that this happens to even men. So I'm just saying, like, people should not like get mad at him saying that. Well, if Michael wanted people to know, he would have told people. But that's not always true. That's not always true. A lot of men have a problem with coming forth with being hurt. This is why I do not believe Wade and James, aside from the lack of evidence and the inconsistencies. I just don't believe that Michael would ever hurt a child because I believe that he was a victim of this. That's what my thoughts are on that. So, people are gonna get mad about that and get all bent because Conrad Murray said that. Well, it is what it is. He said it. So there's that. Um, so I will do a more extensive talk about that another time. But I just kind of feel like people are just so like bad about this. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, you can't be a believer and then hate Conrad Murray at the same time. Like, you just can't. I don't believe Conor Murray's trying to get more money out of Michael. Like, come on. I just hate that people are always like, if anybody says anything that's like conflicting to their ideals about Michael Jackson, then the person's just trying to get money or is just trying to like hurt Michael. But sometimes you have to just like look beyond what's in front of you. It's very important to be able to critically think about things and you have to pay attention, especially if you're a believer. You have to pay very close attention to things. You have to. You can't just assume everything. Just so I'm just going to say that about that. Secondly, I'm going to get into all this, my main point of this video, which is a lot of really cool information, but I'm just kind of going over a few things first because I'm not going to have time to do this because I'm going to be really busy. So Jafar Jackson. Jafar Jackson released a video called You Got Me Singing. It is fucking fire. It's amazing. I've been watching Jafar Jackson for the past like 10 years. He's 22 now, I believe. I've been watching him for the past like, since Michael first passed away, and I've been watching all the kids just kind of grow up. But I knew about 7 years ago that Jafar could sing very, very well. He's a very good singer. His voice is very similar to Michael's, but it's also very similar to his father's. He is just so fire. Um, I believe that Jafar Jackson is the world's next big superstar. I think he's going to really carry on the legacy of the Jacksons. And the song is just amazing. I just wanted to kind of plug that. I want you guys to listen to it. His first official album is called Famous. It's released on his birthday, which is July 25th, which 7/7. And I just think it's amazing. You guys should check out his music, check him out. Um, Even listening to the music, I swear that Michael's in the background on that song. Like if you listen to the background vocals, I could hear Michael's voice. If it's not Michael, then Jafar really sounds just like him when he sings certain octaves. So I don't know, but I'm just telling you guys, you really should check out his music. It's dope. I mean, most of the Jacksons have talent, but this boy is like different. He is like definitely the next big Jackson. So check it out. It's very comforting to hear him saying it's like just that Jackson feeling, it's to be in present music and to save today's music is great. So I just, as a believer again, definitely feel like Michael is helping him somehow. He's I don't know. It's just a feeling. I just have this feeling that Michael is very, you know, involved. So just watch him. But watch him for him. I don't want to say watch him because of Mike, because I mean that's ridiculous. Like Jafar is his own person. He definitely has he sounds similar to Michael, but his dad can sing really. Jermaine Jackson is the shit. He was a shit back in the day. He can sing also. So he's very reminiscent of both of them, but he has his own sound. It's very much it's like I can't describe it. He has his own sound too. He's just amazing. So definitely check him out. Listen to his music. You guys will not be disappointed. The song's called Got Me Singing. It's dope. It was filmed in Rio. Kind of reminds me of They Don't Really Care About Us, just like the look. He's a really good dancer. He's just amazing. So check him out. Now, I want to get to the big, 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 big part of this video. And I'm not going to get too detailed in this video because I'm actually going to be doing a post about it on my forum. You guys have got to sign up for my forum. I am not going to be doing YouTube videos. I do them here and there, but I cannot do a lot of them. There's a couple of reasons why. I kind of have to take my Michael Jackson like investigating death hoax stuff and kind of take it underground for a couple of reasons. I just will be very like public soon, and I can't really be like on YouTube like doing videos like this as much. That's one reason. Second reason is I do a lot of research with my stuff, and I just feel like yeah, I'm just definitely gonna keep my stuff more low key. And I'm not gonna really be using YouTube as much anymore. I'm thinking, like I said, getting a Patreon account where people can, subscribe to that. And because I'm gonna be doing a few short documentary type films for Michael Jackson stuff. They're not going to be free. You're gonna have to pay to see them because they're not gonna be just like YouTube videos. They're gonna be actual like documentary type films. I'm gonna do like 3 or 4 of them probably over the next year or so. So I'll post them on that site. But mainly just for like free information. I'm going to be on my forum. I want people engaged and talking about these things too. There's, the group of us that kind of believe what we believe about Michael, not the fanatic believers, but the people who just kind of like are trying to really understand him. We're a very small group of people, and I just kind of want a more intimate setting where we can like talk about this stuff. I don't really want to talk about it. Um, on YouTube as much. I just don't really feel comfortable doing that anymore for a couple of different reasons. So if you have not signed up for the forum, you need to, or you're not going to see any information about this stuff anymore because I'm not putting it on YouTube. I just have my reasons for doing that. I may just get a separate small YouTube account that's just like kind of private. So I'm just telling you guys, if you're not on the forum, sign up for it because things will not be on here. Um, okay. So there's a movie out. And I first saw previews for this movie back probably a couple of months ago. The movie is called Yesterday. So the general synopsis of this film is that there's a guy. It takes place in England. There's a guy. He's a singer. He's kind of a struggling artist. And there's a lot of spoilers in this video. So if you guys want to watch it, then you're gonna have to like not listen to this because I'm gonna tell a lot of stuff in this video that's gonna like blow people's minds. But just so you know, like a lot of spoilers. So, I'm going to be doing an extensive post about it on my forum where I show more pictures, more information. This is just very brief because I don't have a whole lot of time here. I have to go pack things up and do some things. So, okay. The film is about a guy who he's like a struggling singer, struggling artist. It takes place in England, and he basically is just a struggling singer, and something happens, some kind of event occurs where all the lights go out all over the world for just a couple of minutes, couple of seconds. And when he comes back, he gets hit by a bus. He's on a bike. He gets hit by a bus. So he has an accident and he goes to the hospital. He wakes up after being unconscious. His teeth are missing in the front. And basically, he just wakes up and he's like, "What happened?" And his friend's like, "Oh, his manager, his friend's like, I don't know. All the lights went off all over the world for just a couple of seconds." He was messaging me when I'm doing a live video. That is super annoying. Oh my God. I'm gonna turn this off. Sorry. Sorry, guys. So he wakes up, everything seems to be okay, but he soon realizes he's singing. I don't want to like give too much information, but he's basically singing. And during when he's singing this song, everyone's like, "Oh, perform for us, sing for us, because you're better." At his get well or at his welcome home party, and he sings "Yesterday" by the Beatles, and they're like, "Who wrote that?" So basically, there's no. To make a long story short, there is no recollection or no memory at all of the Beatles. The Beatles never existed. They never were real. But he remembers the Beatles. So he basically, long story short, star by releasing songs by obviously nobody remembers. There's other people in the world. There's like two other people on the whole planet that remember these songs. Okay. But for whatever reason, of course, they can't sing. So only three people in the entire world remember the songs. He's one of them. He starts singing and he becomes a big celebrity, big superstar. And that's like this. You have to really like, I don't want to tell too much of the movie, but that's the premise of what happened. So I want to go over a couple of things. I believe I am a strong believer that Michael Jackson since 2009 has been like doing movies. I believe this. I have been very vocal about this. It is one of the main big reasons why I am a believer. Because Michael has stated many times that he wanted to do film. Has said it many, many times, and he clearly, to me, has been doing film. Um, I always kind of try to get into these movies and I just always get so busy that I can't really focus. So on my forum, I have an entire thread dedicated to talking about movies that I believe that Michael Jackson did. But I definitely believe that Michael Jackson is behind this movie Yesterday. Um, for obvious reasons. I know that the Beatles catalog went back to, or they sold his I understand all that stuff, but I just believe that this was just very much done by Michael because it has a very similar theme to other things that I've noticed. And it's without getting into a lot of information that I just believe that there is something going on with our time continuum. I believe, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Mandela effect. I talk about CERN, how I believe CERN is manipulating time. And these movies that I see that are coming out always remind me of why I believe Michael was very obsessed with this topic because I believe that he is very privy to information. And I think a lot of these movies that are coming out definitely have a lot to do with that idea that he had, or not the idea, but the kind of like the fascination he has with time. And this movie, they never really say what causes this all the lights to go out, and but if you guys follow like the Mandela effect or CERN, you'll understand that there are things that just are disappearing from history. Or history's being changed, it's being rewritten. There's a whole thing with this. I don't really want to do it in this video because it's just like this video is just about the movie, but I mean, it's something that I have been very, very much studying for years. The videos that I've been doing for the past like year have been a lot leading up to that. And that kind of research, I'm doing documentary, I'm doing so much stuff on these topics. So I don't want to get too much into it right now, but in the movie, basically that's what happens. So only he remembers the Beatles. And there are like five things in this movie that don't exist anymore in this reality. So I'll talk about those in a minute. So basically, that's the premise of what happened. And there are things throughout this movie that definitely make me believe that Michael is behind it and it refers to the death hoax. So, first of all, the guy's name is Jack, which was like, wow, okay. His name is Jack. His last name is Malik. I think Jack Malik or Jack Malik. It's Jack Malik, I think. He is Indian, like actually Indian. Um, so his name is Jack Malik or Malik. I don't know how you pronounce it. Anyway, Malik or Malik means king, which is very interesting. So his name is Jack Malik, Jack King. King obviously a direct reference to Michael Jackson, King of Pop. And I thought it was interesting that his name was Jack Malik, which is JM, and it's like reverse for MJ. So that was like the first big thing. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I noticed a lot of the movies that have been coming out where there is a reference that I believe to Michael, the main stars are constantly, consistently guys, men of color. Like for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the main character was a black kid. This guy's main character is an Indian guy. I just really believe that that's why I think Michael is putting these people in these positions for these movies. So there's a couple of visual things. I don't really want to talk too much about the plot of the movie because I think you guys really, really should see it, and I don't want to ruin that. But there are some visuals I want to show you guys from this movie. So the very, very, very first visual that I noticed in this movie, the very first thing that I saw was whenever Jack comes back from the hospital, there was a party that his friends threw from him. And in the background, you can't really see it, but you have to actually find the image online, which my roommate did. But this is a sign that was in the background of the movie. I'm going to show you guys right now. Give me 1 second. So let me delete this off of here. And this is the sign. Do you guys see this? It says, "Welcome back, Jack. Sore head, but back from the dead." Okay. And then if you see in the still photo, his friend is pointing to him. So it's like Jack is back. It's interesting. Like when I saw this, when I was watching the actual movie, I couldn't really see what it said because it's hard to get a still frame of it. But when I saw the sign, I lost my mind. I was like, "Oh my god, that's crazy." So it says, "Welcome back, Jack. Sore head, but back from the dead." I don't even know why it even says that because he didn't die in the movie. He didn't die. They never referenced him having to get resuscitated. He got hit by a bus. He was unconscious, but he didn't die. So I don't even know why the hell that says that. But that just totally freaked me out. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, aside from the obvious feeling, um, that's crazy. So anyway, there's that. And if you guys know, I'm gonna back up a little bit. The song Yesterday was written by Paul McCartney. Um, I think Paul McCartney and John Lennon both wrote it. I don't know. I think Paul McCartney wrote it, but I think John McCartney or Paul McCartney wrote it, but John Lennon did some of the music for it. I don't know. I think that's how it went. But this song actually is about the end of. It was John reflecting on the end of the Beatles. Yesterday was on Let It Be, which I believe is the last album that the Beatles did collectively. And also, Yesterday was the last song to chart by the Beatles. So I thought that was very interesting, reflecting on Michael, just that's what the name of the movie is. So that's the first thing that I saw that was like, okay, that's crazy. So in the movie, you have Ed Sheeran. I don't know if you guys are, I can't read what anyone, I don't know if you guys are actually able to hear me because I don't see anything in the chat, but I'm praying that you can. Okay, so anyway, in the movie's actually, so when he becomes famous, he's heard about by Ed Sheeran. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Ed Sheeran is. He's a very big, big, big singer. He's from the UK. He's amazing. I love his voice. It's beautiful. So Ed Sheeran has a very, very, very huge role in this movie. Um, I'm trying to see what. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. So Ed Sheeran hears about Jack's music and he calls him. He calls him several times and he just hangs up on him when he's calling him. He's like, "This is Ed Sheeran, blah blah blah." And Jack hangs up on him and he calls back. this is Jack Shear. He's like, this is Ed Sheeran. He hangs up on him again. So his person in the car with him is like, well, that's probably just our friend playing a joke. There's a story about Michael Jackson contacting or calling, I think it was Chris Tucker. He called somebody, but it reminded me of this story where he called like 3 times and the guy just kept hanging. He didn't really believe it was him, so he just kept hanging up on him. So that automatically made me think about Michael also. It's just very in order to understand this movie, you have to be kind of like a savvy MJ fan because you have to remember things in history about Michael that they very much put in this movie. So that's another thing. So Ed Sheeran shows up at his door, and I want to show you guys something. Give me 1 minute here. Pharrell. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Yeah, just thank you for typing that because I thought you guys couldn't even hear me. So yeah, I guess he called Pharrell, and when he called him, he didn't believe it was actually him, so he just kept hanging up on him. So, like I said, in the scene, it's very, very similar to that. So I also wanted to show you guys something else. Give me 1 minute here. So when he shows up, he Ed Sheeran. So Ed Sheeran, like I said, is a very, very big star. They did an interview with him for the movie, and I guess what they were actually gonna use Chris Brown, which I thought was an interesting reference, but they instead decided to use Ed Sheeran because he was doing several concerts during the time, and I guess with him doing the concerts, they had to do a bunch of different scenes where they're filming the concerts. Give me just 1 second. Let me pull something up so I can show you guys something else. Just bear with me here. I should have actually saved this before I did this video, but I was very ill prepared, so I apologize. Just give me 1 minute. And it's kind of hard for me to like talk about this because I'm trying to like tell you guys about this without actually like freaking like ruining the movie for you. So I do apologize for that. But I want to just kind of show you the visuals and let you guys see the movie yourselves. So when Ed Sheeran shows up, I'm going to show you what he had on. Let me know if you guys can see this, because I don't know if you can or not. Do you see what he has on? Do you see how that says it has hoax on his sweater? Now, Ed Sheeran has been wearing this hoax hoodie for years. It was noticed a long time ago, but I thought that was hilarious when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, because it's not enough of a reference to like I'm kind of crazy that I'm telling like because I probably sound stupid because I'm leaving things out because I want you guys to actually like see the movie. But yeah, he's wearing a fucking hoax sweater. Literally, it says hoax. I was like, oh my God. When I saw that, like, I was like, I could not believe that. So, yeah, hoax. Big letters, hoax, guys, hoax. So I was like, oh my God, okay. I like look right at my roommate and we're just like laughing hysterically. Like, this is crazy as hell. Because if you see the movie, first you see the Michael Jackson is back thing, which was crazy as hell. Okay. So, but guys, this is not even the craziest part. This is not even the craziest part. So there's more scenes. I don't want to tell you. There's a couple of things I want to say. I don't want to tell you too much. So he's basically like, I want you to come on tour with me. I want you to come and travel with me to go on tour. So we can, because he's like, you're a huge singer. He was very suspicious of Jack, but he wanted him to come on tour with him. He's like, you're an amazing singer. You're the best. So he goes on tour with him, right? So he's like, oh, actually, I made a mistake about yesterday. Yesterday is not about the end of the Beatles. I made a mistake about that. Yesterday is just yesterday. I made a mistake about yesterday. That's not that song. I'm sorry, guys. That was the wrong information. I'll get to that in a minute, but I made a mistake about yesterday. Actually, so he asked him to go on tour with him. So he goes. So this, I hope you guys are ready for what's about to be crazy as hell. Okay. So he goes on tour with him and he's singing all these songs. He's getting super, super famous. So Ed Sheeran comes to him. He goes to him, you are so amazing. How are you writing these songs so fast? He said, "Oh, I don't know. I just have a talent." So he says to him, "Well, I want to have a contest. Let's write a song and sing it tonight. Has to be completely original. Can't be anything we've written before. And we're going to see who is the best." So Jack goes, "Okay, cool." But he's really nervous. So Ed Sheeran does his thing, performs his song. Then it's Jack's turn. Jack goes on stage and starts to sing a song. Let me show you guys what appears next to Jack on the stage when he starts singing. You're going to lose your shit. You guys ready? 1 minute here. You're going to lose it. Promise you. Look at this. Do you see it? The fedora? I'm waiting for your reactions. Waiting for you guys to lose your shit. Do we see the fedora? You guys are silent. Oh my god. Do you guys? Oh my god, you guys aren't saying anything. Fedora next to him. Fedora. You cannot make this shit up. A glowing fedora. Just to be sure, just to be very clear, it's a glowing fedora next to him. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you guys another shot just so you can be clear. Hold on a second. Here's an even better shot. 1 second. Hold on. Here's the second shot of this. Do you see it? We literally lost our shit. We lost it. We lost it. We could not believe it. A big ass glowing fedora. If you guys have ever seen MJ1, there's a fedora that's glowing at the beginning of the show. It looks identical to this. This was I mean, there is no mistaking that either somebody wanted people to believe that Michael Jackson did this movie or Michael Jackson is behind this movie. So I'm gonna get to the next part, okay? The next part of this. The song that he performed was called The Long and Winding Road. Okay? The Long and Winding Road. Now, the information that I gave earlier about the Beatles, or about yesterday. Actually, The Long and Winding Road is a song. So The Long and Winding Road was about the end of the Beatles. Paul McCartney wrote it about the end of the Beatles. It was a reflection on the end of the Beatles. So this song is very, 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 it's very, very representative, I think, of Michael's career. And when he's singing this song and they're showing the fedora and you put two and two together, it's very sad because in the song he's talking about the end of something. Okay? Yeah. Yes, the Pepsi commercial where Michael's singing and he's reflecting on yes, that's what that scene reminds me of. When Michael's on the Pepsi commercial, he's singing and he's like reflecting on his past, reflecting on his childhood. That is exactly what the scene in the movie will remind you of. Exactly. You are so right, Jessica. Yes. Guys, I'm telling you, you're going to lose your shit when you see this movie. But wait a second. That is not even the craziest, 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 craziest part. It gets more insane. More and more insane. So there's another thing I want to show you guys. So oh, you're gonna really lose your shit when you see this next part. Hold on a second. So I think I might do an actual video about this too, with me not talking. I don't know. Because I think it might be people might not want to listen to sit through a whole video to hear me talking. But also there's a scene at the end of the movie. I'm skipping something, but I'll go back to it in a minute. There's another scene where they go to the Jack goes to he's gonna perform at a big concert at Wembley. Okay, first of all, Wembley, you guys know about Michael Jackson and Wembley, right? How that was like a huge show he did for Princess Diana. So there's this big concert at Wembley Stadium that Ed Sheeran is doing, and Jack decides to show up to do basically to confess what he's been doing about the Beatles, right? So Ed Sheeran's on stage. He turns around. Look what is on the back of his shirt. Hold on a second. Do you see that? MJ17, M00J17. No idea what that means, but I know it's on the back of his shirt. MJ17. Don't know what it means. I have no idea. I know that 17 was very, very big um, around the death hoax. Like there was a lot of 17s or 71s. So I'm not really sure what that means. But when his shirt said MJ17, it's like Michael was definitely trying to show people like that it's crazy. Like the reference to MJ. But guys, that's not even the craziest part, okay? That is not the craziest part. I'm saving the craziest part for last. I want to be sure that you guys are ready for this crazy shit. Okay. So Jack has a breakdown. Okay. He has a complete breakdown. He's very, very upset. And during this breakdown, these people come in. There are two other people that come in to see him. And they're like, we know who the Beatles are. It's a man and a woman. Okay. So they come in and they remember the Beatles too. And they said, we just want to thank you. Because of you, the world is a better place with this good music. The world would be so evil and sad if this music wasn't here. Okay. So he's like, oh my God, I'm so happy. And they're like, yes, we know the Beatles, who they are also. They give him a piece of paper and they say, we've been doing some digging. I want you to go to this location and see what this is. It's going to shock you, but it's going to make you so happy. So he looks at the paper and he's like, huh? So they show him get in a car, drive out to the country. Okay. This little country house in Manchester. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking they're going to show Paul McCartney, or Ringo Starr because I'm like, oh, they're going to have a cameo in the movie. He knocks on the door. He knocks on the door. And do you guys know who opens the door? I'm going to show you. In this, John Lennon did not die. He's still alive. He still exists. And when you see this, it like it's crazy. It's so crazy because it's saying this legend didn't really die. In this reality, this legend is not dead. He's still alive. And like my whole body like froze during this scene. I could not believe it. It's like you have to emotionally understand what that does. He was 78 in the movie. 78 in the film. 78 years old. And they have a scene, and I want to ruin it for you guys, but they have a discussion and they talk about something. But it's so deep because in this reality, he's not dead. In this reality, he's alive. It wasn't a tragedy. He wasn't, but he's also the thing about this reality, because the Beatles never existed, he's not famous. He's just a quiet artist that lives out by the ocean. He's not famous, he's not this international superstar, he's just a regular man living by himself. They show all of John Lennon's art that he draws, and he's just a regular man living his life, a quiet, solitary life by the ocean. He's not famous. And it's crazy because it makes you reflect and think about in another reality, your life could be so different, you know? It's a normal, regular, solitary life, and he's not famous, and he's not murdered. It's crazy. Guys, I'm so sorry, I cannot go over all this information. That's why I was trying to get everybody here. I cannot go over all of this again. Please just watch the video when I'm done. I'm going to actually that's why I'm telling you guys to sign up for my forum because I'm gonna do a forum post about this so that I could like show you guys visually all this stuff. Make sure you sign up for the forums that you see these posts. This movie is so profound. But that's not it. 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 Okay. A couple other things I want to discuss with you guys. In this film, there are a few other things that Jack realizes doesn't really exist. Okay? A few other things. So, he in this reality, the first thing that doesn't exist is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is not a real thing. It doesn't exist. What's interesting, I pulled up an article and it states that Michael had an addiction to Coca-Cola. I don't know if that's true, but it was actually a very, very big part of Conrad Murray's defense that Michael Jackson would drink a lot of Coca-Cola, then he couldn't sleep. I don't know if it's true, but there's a reference to that. And in the film, there's no memory of Coca-Cola. It didn't exist. Okay? The second memory that doesn't exist. Um, the group Oasis, the band Oasis, they were like basically the new version of the Beatles. The band Oasis does not exist in the movie, even though they exist in his reality, in this new reality, Oasis doesn't exist. Looked up Oasis and found out that Oasis disbanded in 2009. Don't know what that means, but it's another reference to the year that Michael died. They broke up in 2009. That's the connection I was able to find. Very strange. Like June of 2009, they announced their last album. So that's weird as hell. Another thing that doesn't exist is cigarettes. Cigarettes don't exist, but Oasis is a band. So in this movie, cigarettes don't exist either. Now, there's been a lot of conflicting things about Michael and smoking. Michael smoking cigarettes, Michael didn't smoke cigarettes. I found something very, very, very interesting that I read. Let me see if I can still find it. Um, I found something and I was like, what the hell? I want to read something to you guys that I found. Okay, so when they did an autopsy on the body, um, after 2000, they did the autopsy on the body, the dead body. It say that the dead body had collapsed lungs from pneumonia, inflammation, and lupus. But based on the autopsy report, whoever was that died probably wasn't a smoker at all. But I read an article and it said that there were 2 empty packs of American Spirit cigarettes were among the items found in Michael's master bathroom, which is different from the room that he's died in. So they would not belong to Conrad Murray. That doesn't make it a fact that he smoked. However, incidentally, this is the brand that Lisa Marie Presley smoked. So I don't know what that means. I had no idea about that information. I did not know that there were 2 empty packs of cigarettes that Lisa smoked found in his bathroom. I did not know that. That's crazy as hell. But that was found at the scene. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming since Michael made this movie that there's reference to this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what it means. We have to probably figure all of that out, but there obviously it means something that's referenced in the film. Another thing that did not exist was Harry Potter. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. Harry Potter didn't exist either, it was also a lost memory. So I did a research and found out that in 2009, Harry Potter, on July 7th, the actual date that, was it 2009? Yeah, the actual date that Michael's memorial, Harry Potter and the Half Blood Prince was released. Don't know what that means. Just know that was the day of the memorial. A Harry Potter movie was released. So I don't really know what these things mean, but there are just specific things that um, don't exist anymore in this reality. Um, so yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna go on my forum and post all this information so that you guys can reference it. But yeah, this is crazy. This is really, 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 really crazy. This movie, you guys need to see this damn movie. You need to see this movie. This movie is crazy. I have believed that Michael was making movies. Another thing, one more thing. Before Paris attempted to commit suicide in 2013, one of the last tweets that she tweeted was, "Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it seems they're here to stay." That was in 2013. That's one of the last things that Paris tweeted before her suicide attempt. The movie is called Yesterday. You guys have to see this movie. I just posted a few pictures. It is nothing compared to the actual plot. When you see this movie, you are going to lose because it's like this movie is so directly referencing Michael. The guy got all this fame. He couldn't, I can't even explain it. It's like he wanted success, but he felt like his entire identity was a fraud. He felt like his entire, you just have to see the movie. Like it's so crazy. Like I said, I just posted these pictures in here. For those of you guys who just came in, I will go through them one more time so that you can see these pictures. But then I have to go because I literally have to be in a meeting like very soon. I have a ton of stuff that I have to get done. But let me just show you guys one more time, okay? Um, very quickly. First scene that I think Michael Jackson's reference is this one. There's a sign that says, "Welcome back, Jack. Sore head, but back from the dead." That was the first sign. That was in the movie. "Welcome back, Jack. Sore head, but back from the dead." That was the first thing. Ed Sheeran shows up at the guy's house because he is a good singer. When Ed Sheeran shows up, he's wearing a shirt that says hoax on it. Hoax, 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 hoax. You guys can see that. I'm sorry, I'm being really fast. I just want to show you guys real quick. He has a hoax shirt on. Ed Sheeran's he's been wearing this sweatshirt for years, but I forgot about it until I saw this movie. Lost my mind, couldn't believe it. Um, then the next scene, Ed Sheeran challenges him to a singing battle, and when he does, there is a fedora on the stage next to him that's illuminating like Billie Jean when he's singing. It's completely crazy. You're gonna lose your shit when you see this scene. And then there's another photo of it. Hold on one second. It's more clear. You can see the fedora behind him. It looks like when he's in the Pepsi commercial, he's singing his old music. Yes, 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 yes. Fedora illuminating next to him. Then there's another scene with Ed Sheeran at Wembley Stadium, and he turns around and MJ. You know what I don't know if someone typed it in this chat room, but maybe that does refer to a double. I don't know. MJ00J. I don't know. That's weird. Oh my god, maybe that does refer to a double. That's crazy. But it says MJ17 M00J 17. Yes, yes, yes. And then at the very end of the film, he goes in his reality. He goes out to the countryside, and he goes and knocks on the door, and this guy opens the door, and the guy that opens the door is John Lennon. John Lennon didn't die in this reality. He's still alive, living a normal life, but he's not famous. So anyway, you guys have to see this fucking movie. It is crazy. Now, I need for you guys to sign up for my forum. I'm going to post right now. If I still have the picture, let me see. Hold on a second. I don't know if I still have this picture or not. Do I have this picture still? No. One second. I have to get out of here. I'm running so late for something. Oh, I don't have the picture still. Shit. Screenshots. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Don't thank me. Just, dude, I'm telling you guys, this shit is so crazy. There's other stuff too. Like, I've been trying to tell people for years that Michael was doing these movies and nobody believed me. But I very, very, very much believe that Michael Jackson is doing movies. I can't find it. My forum is called 11mj11.proboards.com. I'm going to just like type it in. Yes, hold on a second. So it's 11. What the fuck is like 11 MJ 11. Yes, Michael is creating movies. MJ. I'm going to do a post about this on my forum. This is the link. Oh my god, did it stop? I don't think it worked. Shit, hold on a second. Is that not working? I can't, like, for some reason it won't let me click on it. It's so weird. Can you guys click on that? It won't let me. It's really weird. Let me just copy it. Hold on a second. This is being stupid. I don't have time for this crap. Oh, you're right. It does mean alpha and omega. Okay, wait. Try this. There you guys. There it is. I got it. That's the link. Click on the link and sign up for the board. I have to dip out of here because I have to be somewhere like really, really soon. But I'll be back and then we'll talk about this on the forum. But please share this video with other believers. A lot of people 10 years are like kind of down, like, oh, let them know that it's this is only the beginning. Trust and believe this. Michael is amazing. So I will talk to you guys very, very soon. I love you. Thanks for listening to me. And I will talk to you guys soon. Go check out the forum. Please check out the forum. Okay? Sign up for it because a lot of information is going to be posted on there. I want us to talk about it on the forum. I do not want to be talking about this on these platforms. Go to the forum. 11th year. Exactly. It's off to an amazing start. The 11th year. That's right. You remember what I said in my last video about the 11th year, guys. I told you. I told you. So, yeah, I will talk to you all very soon. I love you. Bye.